All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. You are checking us out live right here on Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk Television. Mr. Myself and Mr. Van Stone. Van, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How's my light?
Your light is fine. I got you.
Okay, good. So I'm ready to get going then, since the light is fine, and let's get into it, man.
Okay, so we haven't been on the air for actually a few months. So
Yes.
lots been going on since the last time we did a broadcast. Updated my set a little bit, as you can see in the background. That's the title
Yeah.
of what we're doing right now, the live show right here. So as always, I go to Van and I ask him, because basically we're going to let you lead and we're going to let you bring up the first topic, and it's whatever you want to talk about. So,
Of course. I mean, welcome back, everybody. We're live broadcasting in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and this has been a great thing, be able to do podcast. We're coming back. We're excited. We always have some new things. We've been away for a couple months due to all kind of circumstances, but we've overcome it and we're here. And so we're trying to keep it positive. We know that it's been some difficult times all over, not just in our country, but what has been affecting our country. Big issues dealing with different cultures, a few wars going on. Then there's also our people in Haiti who actually are dealing with some other stuff. So I like to talk about, things that really has a direct effect with us as Black Americans and how we're able to keep going, because everybody's talking about what's going on in Israel and Hamas, but then, man, they're really sending out money to help all these other countries and things like that. And our people here, this is the gripe, you know, should all this money go out when here for the longest, we're in trouble right now. So that's the
so,
topic.
so we're going to get into that further, but I wanted to invite everyone out there, if you are watching, please subscribe. Yep, subscribe right there. You see it on the screen. And you get notifications whenever we do go live right here on our YouTube channel. So anyway, what do you think about the war between Israel and Hamas? We could talk
Well,
about. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, actually, it's just amazing and it's mind blowing how this country, who started out the same way that so many others have defended their liberation and so forth and so on, and revolution, and everybody's talking about freedom. And then it's just like really ridiculous that when someone else talk about freedom and liberation, they act like they don't know what they're talking about. And so our country, the United States, has to be loyal to Israel, and Israel is in a fight, so-called just retaliation because there was an attack. This is how all this is supposed to have started. They have the date locked down when the crazy maniac attack did happen, killed all these people, Jewish people. And so now it's like everybody, for the most part, is anti-Semitic if you speak against how Israel is handling it. Israel just pretty much like, okay, that's going to give us an excuse to just go out and kill everybody that's basically in Palestine. And you have so many people, man, who are starving as we talk. It's just horrible. And then humanitarian people from all different countries have come together and say that the Israel nation, they're committing war crimes because genocide is happening. And then at the same time, over here, the United States is saying, oh no, you're talking about genocide of the Jews. That's wrong. So it's just a real bad situation. And the reality is it's always been one-sided. And, that's our people, in my view. We're black, as I said, we're black Americans, but that's why I would say black Americans. But then all the other people of color, they're also black. And then that's why you have this big uproar. And there's a big crazy thing going on now with the universities.
That's what
But
I
we
was
can
about
talk
to
about
ask.
that too.
That's what I was about
Yeah.
to ask you because I know the University of Pennsylvania down here, they had they're setting up encampments to protest I guess to protest the Israeli defense and what they're doing to the Palestinians or so forth. Like I think the gripe is that they're taking things a little too far. They basically went from defending themselves almost to genocide.
No, not almost. It is. And that's the whole point. If you get the whole story, how did this all start? It's just a nonsense story. And it's a territory that people were there already. And it's always just like here. This place, our country was discovered. That's nonsense. We all know that history is a lie. This place was not discovered. We were here. I'm part of the people who were here, the Native Americans, American Indians, the Africans. All of these people are the same people. And then so you have another power entity come into play, looking to expand, looking to colonize, looking to grow, looking for all these different things. And then so they go, oh, well, we're here now and we should be here. That's really the story, what's happening there with Israel and Palestine, the territory, and how there were people who were already there. And so this nation comes into play, a Jewish nation, and it doesn't matter about the people that was there. And now they're in charge. And, we need to go into how far they are in charge, which is really terrible.
So when do you think? What do you think the end result is going to be to this?
No, the end result is going to be the same end result. This has been going on since the takeover has happened. Israel, the nation as an Israel, they are determined that they are supposed to be a nation. What about everybody else that was a nation before they became a nation? Well, that doesn't matter. So then the United States and all around the world, for the first time recently, it's like they don't want any fighting in that location. It's just mind blowing. In that location, they don't want any fighting. They want a two-state nation, and one doesn't want two-state. So this is part of what the fighting is all about, and it's not going to end. It's just going to go on. You know, that's really the end result of that.
So what we were talking about with the colleges and the encampments, do you think the students should be doing that, or do you think that they should all that should be broken up?
No, the students should be doing that because that's protest. And what's amazing is that the reason why it's happening so large at this time now is because our country, the United States, is just really changing as far as how many people have different backgrounds. The threat was the Black Americans becoming a threat because of slavery. We've grown in such a number. So now, the United States will no longer really be dominating a white America. But here we go. Now the Spanish language people are in growth here. And so, they are afraid that, well, won't be white American anymore now because it's the Spanish language people. And so recently, with what's happening in college, there are more college students than in the past in history who are from Palestine. They're actually here. How did they get here? How did they manage to get here? Who knows? How do you get out of a bad situation and travel and then go to college and you still have family there? So that's why this is a big problem. So they have so many family members who have died. They're blowing up all these places. They want to go in to catch the people who are responsible, the Hamas, for the attacks amongst the people. But that's just impossible to really figure out. How do you figure that out? How do you go in and just start bombing when you have innocent people who don't have anything to do with that? I don't
Uh,
know.
uh, all right. So we're going to bring up two more topics. We're going to take a 1 minute break, and we will be right back.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. That you can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
All right, we are back. Now, what I didn't tell you, so the PSA that we just watched, and I did want to bring this up as a topic, the Ad Council, who we've been running PSAs for years now, have a new campaign called Love Your Mind. And what that is it's an emphasis on mental health, in particular in African American communities, where a lot of times we're told to just basically pray the mental health problems away. But this is an actual campaign specifically targeted to the inner cities for mental health awareness. And I wanted to ask you about that because we all go through mental health challenges. And, you know, we all basically need to get our mental health in check. So I wanted to ask you about that.
Well, hey, mental health has always been an issue. And as far as when you say mental health problems, okay, yes. And especially in the African American community or Black community, it's been major. And of course, now it's gotten worse. So, within every Black household, there's probably, boy, 5 or 6 or maybe 10 people in, each family who are dealing with that mental health problem. And, the mental health is just so bad that it's not just suicide, as that's the typical people look out for, but it is the response where the violent response can happen, or the shut in and the isolation can happen, the shutdown. And it's just, it's a real thing. So mental health, depression, anxiety is really bad.
I actually seen something posted. One of my Facebook friends, Jennifer, named Jennifer, had posted earlier that the parking authority and the Philadelphia police are actually going to start ticketing cars that are overly tinted. Starting,
Right.
I'm not 100% sure when, but with Sherelle Parker being in office, she's basically has initiatives to improve quality of life. So she says she wants to go after people double parking, people parking in bus lanes, bike lanes, and now for the people with overly tinted vehicles. Now, what she brought up, my Facebook friend Jennifer, is that some people have medical necessities for having dark tint, and that she may have to actually carry a medical card with her. So I wanted to get your opinion about, this tinted ticketing initiative as well as other, do you think Cheryl Parker is doing a good job so far?
Yeah, I think that's old news. It's just that someone needed to be empowered in order to make public safety better. And formerly, city council person Sherelle Parker, she did make a statement that a lot of things she wanted to do, she couldn't do because she didn't have the power. In order to be empowered, she had to become the mayor. Now, as the mayor, the tinted windows, it's a public safety issue. And with all the increase in crime and people are driving around, with the tint all the way around across, when you look out the window from the beginning, the windshield all the way to the back, you can't see anything. That has nothing to do with a medical issue. So, I mean, I don't know why somebody would even mention something like that because there are people who are blind already. Think about that. So if they're blind already and you don't need a tinted window to be an issue, right? So it's the tinted window that is the public safety issue where you don't really know what's going on that adds to crime. So I think it's good and it's needed.
So my personal opinion, because I know I work, you and I know I work at a rental car place, and a lot of times people will actually rent the rental cars, right? And they will bomb the car out like just complete tinted. Like we've had vehicles that we can't even drive them because the tint is so dark. And there's only one reason why they're doing that, because they're using those rental cars to commit other crimes. So again, I will publicly say this: I did not vote for Sherelle Parker. However, so far I do think she's at least trying. So
Right.
I think that's positive, as opposed to our last mayor, who just basically complained a lot and didn't really do a lot. So, so far, hey, we'll see how this goes. So, anyway.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't
Well,
going
the
to say
last
anything.
mayor,
I was going to throw it to you.
the last mayor, he just gave up. So, we have this mayor. She's a woman. You thought that would be an issue. It's not. Male or female, man or woman, you really can have a sharp mind and know how to take a leadership role. And like what you said, the tinted windows is a problem. It's been a problem. So the police can at least be more active, and it's a preventive step in public safety. Now the criminal has to think twice about what they're doing when they're driving around. But if they don't have to think twice, then they're pretty much thinking they're going to be successful with whatever crime they're about to commit using a vehicle with
All
the
right.
tinted windows.
Last topic, and we're about to go. This is short today, just a kind of
Yeah.
reintroduction. I wanted to talk about your friend of mine, Mr. Donald Trump. As you know, he's in court right now, defending against election, I guess, fraud charges. He's got like 34 fraud counts on him, and
Yes.
this testimony, I guess, is supposed to go 6 weeks. He's saying he might take the stand, which obviously he's not. So I don't know if you've been
Right.
keeping track of this court case, but I've kind of been looking at it a little bit. So the thing that I wanted to ask you, knowing what you know, this is the $1,000 question: convicted or not convicted?
Oh, he's going to be convicted, period. And previously I predicted that he was going to win this election between Biden. Now, don't get your confidence up that just because he gets convicted that he's not going to win, because the conviction is not enough. He can still run, and you have the side of the country that's going to do everything and anything. People who are just like him, they're going to still push out the vote. But he's not going to get out of this one. He's gotten out of everything else, but they have him, smoking gun, and he's just lying about everything. He's been a part of the whole process, paying off to win the election, which is not supposed to happen. And that's really what it's about. It's not about the physical things he did with the sexual relations or whatever else, but it's just that how he made a phony company and he made the payments to pay back the money. And that's against the law. So he can be convicted, but how much time he get?
I
You
don't think
know.
he's not going to do any jail time. What actually is surprising that the judge in the case has fined him for 9 different instances of violating, because he has a gag order and violated it 9 times. So I think they gave him like a $9,000 fine. So
Yes.
the judge actually said he would lock him up, which I think Trump wants to get locked up.
Yeah, that's what everybody is thinking. But overall, no, he doesn't really want to get locked up. This person, Trump, is just a crazy individual. they're not crazy in the sense that he has a mental problem that he's crazy, but he has a mental health problem, just like what we talked about. And so when you have a person like that, he just really believes what he's saying, what he's doing. So he doesn't want to get in jail though, but I think when he gets convicted, I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to get jail time. Now, if he can appeal, then however that works with him, because they give him a special treatment, that he may not go into the jail cell. How long will he have to sit in the jail cell before he gets out? Because they got to give him a bail. He's going to be entitled to that because this is a first time offense. But I believe he's going to jail.
Well, yeah, they're not going to hold him because, again, he needs Secret Service, and the Secret Service, they don't want to be in jail with him. So, and that's why the judge is hesitant to actually lock him up in contempt of court. But
no, I don't think it's just that, because he can go to jail and the Secret Service can be right there, which is called protection custody, right? So we already know that happens all the time, so why couldn't Secret Service sit there and protect him? That's not a problem. The problem is that because the people are so rowdy now that they're afraid that will be used for some more, riots and all that kind of stuff. But that's not really going to happen because those people know they're going to go to jail. So they're getting the point. Nobody really wants to go to jail, not even him. And he can sit in jail. They can give him some nice, good accommodations. But, he's going to have the money to bail himself out.
Oh, I guarantee you, his accommodations would be way better than if it were you or I.
Exactly. Exactly. That's going to be a shocker to him, though. I mean, that's the whole point.
Of course.
And I think this particular judge is not afraid to do that.
Because what it is probably a shock to the system for Trump because he's basically never been held accountable for any of his actions. So,
Correct.
Anyway,
yeah.
So we're about to wrap up. Like I said, we're doing a short show today, just kind of a reintroduction. So I just wanted to wrap up and just thank everybody for tuning in today, the people that I work with, my friends and so forth. I'm actually relaxing. I had a few days off. I had today and tomorrow. I go back to my regular job on Monday. So I'm just here and I'm just chilling. Van, any final words before we get out of here?
Sure. We have a new YouTube show. Finally, we were working on it for years and years and years. But check it out. It is Van Stone Presents Heroes of the Last Cube, Superheroes of the Last Cube, show. And it's about becoming a superhero. So that's going to be great. Check that out. If you're interested in sending us video or anybody with talent or something like that, we will add that in to that particular show. So we're able to separate, some of the funny stuff from the serious stuff here. And I'm excited about that new show. We'll hear more about it soon.
So the new show, do you have a way for people to access it yet, or is that going to be coming up?
The new show has already launched. The YouTube channel has been set up and started, and I watched it. So
gotcha.
It's going.
So are you going to put a link on your website?
I don't know if I've put a link, but I'm going to make some announcements about it, and then people can check it out and find it.
Okay, and we'll stay tuned to hear that. And we might even put up a whole web address for it, and we'll just give you the web address, and you can go look at everything that we post. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us today. It's much appreciated. We'll have to do this again next time. And have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you, Van.
All right.
Talk to you next time. All right?
Yep.